It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see the dual threat, Christian McCaffrey. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the 49ers and the Cardinals on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store. As over the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. Oh, good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, 49ers. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This taken in at the goal line. And all deep in his own territory, coughs up the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Okay, ready? Ready.
Love going to throw right away. And incomplete to open things up. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat.
And right away, he lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So here are the 49ers and their offense in great field position already. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week. So keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That one 28 yards on the ground. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Taken at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him all. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble.
And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and it is 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. This taken in at the goal line. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it looks like the offense did get the football back, but it is clearly in that end zone, and it's going to be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 with a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember they... And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey standing alone with a new NFL record 32nd touchdown. And the Niners are pouring it on. Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half.
Cardinals, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They start with a give to Connor. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Patrick Surtain, the all-pro corner, up to make the tackle. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare? And, he coughs up the football near his own goal line. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. And taken at the 46. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Being chased out left. Touchdown, 49ers! How about that? Their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the 49ers are able to add on to their first half lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the rout is on here in this first half.
Cardinals, nothing.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race. Now, this is into the weekend in the NFC. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. Now the ball comes loose. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's fielded at the 45. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. Powering his way forward. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 96 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Niners have widened the gap now to 50 points. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, but that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Love looking to throw it. He'll dump this one off to Connor. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Down. The Cardinals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever. Now Love. Throw left side complete. That's Connor. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They run the option on 2nd down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, 49ers. A.J. Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners extend their lead yet again. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's got his guys set up great now. 1st and goal. And the Pigs get at the 7-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the 49ers have got it on cruise control. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
65. Cardinals, nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Recovered by the receiving team.
Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it, and he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns
You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
72.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Check pitch. Blue check.
Working out of the gun. Love.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Let's go now.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They run behind center with Connor. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And taken right at the 35. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown.
CeeDee Lamb.
63 yards.
And the Niners will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Throwing. Love.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Rough incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Ready.
Connor up the middle. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And taken right on the 30. He gets away from one. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. 20. Unable to corral him. He fights through. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. And how about this score, all tied in a wild one as they hit halftime? Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Joe Burrow, strong in the victory as his guys run their record to 10-4 now with 2 weeks to go. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And that one all tied. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to...
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And now this is scooped up. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So out now come the Cardinals. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now Carter to start the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready?
Here's Love. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Love now. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Here we go.
Phoenix, Arizona's the spot. Glad to have you along for the ride. 3rd quarter action and a 2nd and 10 upcoming. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the 49ers get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the score.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
It's Love now back near his goal line. And oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And he'll take it on this side of midfield.
We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The 49ers offense now. They work their way back onto the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown 49ers. Justin Jefferson, 60 yards. And the 49ers just continue to roll.
The try here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field.
But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd down, Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point just does sneak over the bar, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Cardinal offense takes back over. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And 1st and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free,
your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Chubb will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense can miss too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The football going back over to Arizona now. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Switch, yellow.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Yellow, Lonnie. Go.
Looking to throw. Love. That's a screenplay here for Carter. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackle.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And now there's a scoop. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in.
Now the try here for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And all deep in his home territory, he coughs up the football.
Well, it looks
Looks like one of the DBs has it. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7.
Hurry, hurry.
They'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. CeeDee Lamb laying himself out in the end zone. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter. Love now to pass on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Ready.
Now a second down throw for Love here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's fourth down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on first and second down, and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on fourth down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Gets by him, and now a little daylight. Shedding the tackle. Still going. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Cardinals, first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And able to get it down, but he does reach the 5. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. We're facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense is really... The ball comes out, and now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. McCaffrey running up the middle. Oh, some strong running. And the 49ers are going to be set up with a first and goal as strong running gets them to the 9-yard line.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Ready.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, Is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
On play action. Love to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. But after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Love, they go play action now. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
Let's go now.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. He'll take this to the 46. A gain of 3, second down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today, statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Boy, I mean,
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see the dual threat, Christian McCaffrey. He was terrific a week ago. Well over 100 yards and several stops in the end zone. It's the 49ers and the Ravens on Monday night.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Tonight it's a compelling late-season clash here in Week 16 as it'll be the... It's the nightcap to a big Christmas day full of football. The Ravens and the Niners. Off we go from Santa Clara. There he goes, left side. Past midfield, look out. He's inside the 20. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, 49ers. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means. Because
and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, we're talking new football here. We're talking new models, new paradigms, new ways of looking at things. They score, line up for the PAT, fake it, and go up 8-0. I'm kind of at a loss here because if I'm going to go for 2, I'm going to ask him to put the ball in the 2-yard line and bring my offense out.
Exactly. Opening drive of the game, faking it is bold enough from the 15. That's quite another thing.
I know a lot of people fall back on analytics, but still, I think that person would tell you, put your offense in and go from the 2, not from the 15.
Still got it, though.
Yes, they did. Give them credit.
So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the...
And right away, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they've got the football, and they're already knocking on the door inside the 5 at the 40-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
So here are the 49ers and their offense in great field position already. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4". And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up and good, 15-0 here in the first quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Holding, CDC.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Off the option, here's Edwards. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. The medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Flowers. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called out again this week.
Two drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, 49ers. A punt return of 65 yards. And the 49ers take a 3-touchdown lead.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on third down, a 3-and-out, something that lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Fielded just inside the 20. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Come on.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Floating one, incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. A.J. Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point just does sneak over the bar, and the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And the ball is knocked out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Flushed out right. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what you're playing.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Niners have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The numbers for Andrews last week: 5 catches, 88 yards.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Ready?
Again, it's Edwards.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. You look at this Niner defense. It's quite a unit. #1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Jackson options out left, and holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Nick Bosa using that speed to get in there and break that play up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
2nd time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here's Jordan Stout now. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because
look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. CeeDee Lamb, touchdown, 49ers. CeeDee Lamb, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Niners continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point just does sneak over the bar, and the route is on here in this first half. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Ready, ready.
They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Take it at the 37. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the 49ers have now opened up a 7-touchdown lead. Unbelievable.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone. And that's a defensive touchdown.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideliner. Flip it over. After that fumble return for a touchdown, better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue on that last drive.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll stop him at the 1-yard line, but small consolation there following the turnover. The best starting field position you could possibly have. First and goal from the 1. They'll run with Chubb. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Nick Chubb taking it in from a yard out.
And the Niners are pouring it on.
Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Ravens nothing.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But
oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Play action. It's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Ready.
Jackson. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And the route is on here in this first half.
Ravens, nothing.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's Jackson to throw. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. And they run with Edwards off the option. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Now's the punter, Jordan Stout. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. Returnable here from the 38. Breaks through the contact, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Breaks the tackle, now Allen. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, 42 yards. And the 49ers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone, as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. But the Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Jackson. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Anthony Richardson leading the way as his guys pick up win number 14 on the year. Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, excellent in the win, as his guys up their mark to 11-4 now with one game to play. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Matthew Stafford, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped,
and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the 49ers take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Boy, we talk a lot about Christian McCaffrey and what he can do in the open field, and it's easy to gloss over how tough he can be to stop near the goal line. and he shows you just how tough he is on that carry as he takes it into the end zone.
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Ravens offense back out there. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Now it's Jackson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Ready?
Now it's Jackson. Pass taken, and Andrews lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. Touchdown, 49ers. Travis Kelsey, 36 yards. And the 49ers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point just does sneak over the bar, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now Jackson. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A call and luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
Taken right around the 44. Able to push his way through. It'll be a 45-yard punt and couple that with a loss on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Niners get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now a 2nd and 2. Up the middle, it's Edwards. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Here we go. Here we go. Hut, hut.
1st down, here's Mitchell. And the defense closes quickly there. They'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
Ready?
Up the middle, here's Edwards. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. One quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right on the 30. Powerful running. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense. Not a bad day at the office there. Maybe he would like the catch number to go up a little bit, but I think most guys would say 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. That's okay.
I think if the catch number goes up, we start talking about the record books, because at that pace, this type of efficiency, oh yeah, I think I'd throw it to him a little bit more often.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown Niners continue to pour it on here in the
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And that was scooped up by the 49ers.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. But Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people and their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time. And cue the applause, and there it is for him. The mark he's been aiming for all season long. 1,000 yards. Just a 3rd quarterback to reach that milestone, joining Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Niners' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field.
This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Ready?
Jackson now. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Ready?
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long.
They'll run the screen with Mitchell.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
And he fields it cleanly. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd down and 6 now.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
76 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7.
Now Chubb running right. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. And now here come the Ravens.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now Jackson. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Let's take it inside his own 40.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. San Francisco's offense returns to the field, and they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he's got this down to the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. For a lot of people, the MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season. There he goes, left side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First down 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. One last shot for Jackson.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense through the shutout, Adam, I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was